Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Mrs. T. Last year, when we left off, I wanted to leave with saying what my pet peeves for 2023 were. I didn't get to do that because the end of 23 was an interesting ending to the year for me. But here I am now. Pet peeve number one, visitors, maybe your family or your friend who come to visit you at your home. Instead of getting out of their vehicles and knocking at your door or phoning you when they've arrived, they decide to stay in the streets and blow their horns. Do I need to say anything else about that? These people, I totally ignore. And you know why I ignore them? I don't live in the streets. So if you're in a hurry when you come to my house that you gotta blow your horn outside my gate, I'll see you another time when you have time. Pet peeve number two. People who sell you stuff at regular price, knowing that it is stale dated or coming close to that date where it's going to be stale dated. Let me give you a little bit of education. You know, when you enter into a store, you see products, and mostly this refers to products that are perishable. Perishable meaning things like butter, meat, things of that nature. When you go into a store, you should always look at a born on date, sell by date, expiration date, whatever the case may be. Always check to ensure that you're not purchasing something that has expired or is stale dated. If you decide to purchase these items, the merchant should sell you that at a reduced price, or it should be given away free. That's right, reduced price or free. You should never purchase an item at full price that is stale dated or expired. These things can make you sick. And the onus is on the merchant to let you know that this is the case. Pet peeve number three. Store reps who do not pass on discounts to customers. These people, mostly those in sales positions such as clothing stores, perfume stores, a lot of times they get samples or free gifts, as they are called, from the dealer. And they are supposed to pass this gift on to customers. Customers who spend a certain amount of money, customers who purchase a certain product, or customers who are great customers. Listen here, salespeople. You are not supposed to take the free gifts for yourself and in some cases re-gift them to other people. That is wrong. Pet peeve number four. Salespeople who think that they are better than customers. Isn't that the joke of the century? You're serving me from behind that counter. I come in the store to purchase a product from you, and you believe that you're better than me. Okay, leave that one right there. Pet peeve number five. People who rush into a crowded room before letting other people exit. I do not know how many times I experience this on a daily basis. Some people may know, some people may not know, but to me, this is just pure common sense. If you're trying to get into a crowded room that is packed, how in the world are you going to get into that room unless somebody exits? Listen, people, if I open the door to get out the door, you don't rush past me or rush inside as though I was opening it for you. I may hold it for you so you can get in, but just remember, if the room is crowded, you can't get in if somebody doesn't get out. Dummy. Pet peeve number 5. People who complain about a service but still purchase the product. I don't know where these people come from, but they're in a class all by themselves. If a merchant is not giving you good service, why in the world would you want to continue patronizing their business? I don't care if they are the closest to you and you don't have to go to your way to find them. If a merchant or his employees does not give me good service, I will drive past that business until I get to a business whose employees are willing to give good service for my money that I work so hard for. Okay. Pet peeve number 7. If I don't get these numbers right, don't hold me to it. People who use a product for as long as it works, and then when it breaks down, cry foul. This mostly happens with machinery, vehicles, things of that nature. Let me give you an example. A friend of mine, well, not really a friend, but somebody I know, purchased this vehicle. They drove the vehicle for 2 years without incident. On year 2.5, the vehicle needed some repairs. Let's say, for example, the water pump went. What do you think that person did when they found out the water pump had gone and they had to put some money into the vehicle? They started crying foul, said that the person who sold them the vehicle sold them a junk car. Can you believe this person? How dare you drive a car for 2 years, 2.5 years without incident, and the minute you have to put $1 into it, you have a problem. Girl, boy, bye. Pet peeve number 8. People who see wrong and do nothing about it. You know those people, like they'll see somebody hit your car and they won't tell you. You'll come out there making noise saying, oh my God, somebody hit me. And they'll notice. They might jump in their car, go on with their business. That ain't my business. Or they'll know that someone was in your drawer at work searching for stuff that they didn't put there. Like, for me, I'd never go in somebody's drawer unless I've spoken to them. They'd see that and won't say anything. But then when row day comes, then they might, when things come to a head, they might want to say something. Anyway, those people, don't like those people. Pet peeve number 9. People who throw trash into the streets or into vacant lots. I don't want to have anything more to say about those people. They just better not come across my way. Pet peeve number 10. People who leave trash in your vehicle and pretend they forgot that they had the trash in their hand. All I'm going to do is breathe on that one because I can't take people. These nasty people that would throw trash anywhere, these nasty people that would come in your vehicle, use something and drop the wrapper in your car. These nasty people who would borrow your vehicle, use it, bring it back empty, bring it back dirty. Yeah, those people. Anyway, pet peeve number 11. That brings me to the end of my first 10 pet peeves. Who, after having dinner, would wash one plate, one fork, one knife, one glass. If you have someone like that in your house, that could be a sibling, that could be a spouse, that could be a kid, or it can be a guest, a friend. But if I ever invite you to my house and offer you dinner, and you decide you want to get up and wash one plate, one spoon, one whatever, be sure that you will never be invited back again. And of course, I will let you know how I feel about that. A person who expects the bathroom, this number 12, to be clean or to stay clean, but does nothing to ensure it. My friends, one thing in life I do not like is sharing a bathroom with other people. If I have to share it with my spouse, I will. If I have to share it with my minor child, who would be, if I had one, under the age of 12, I would. But I don't like sharing bathrooms. It is so unsanitary to me. But if you live in a house where a bathroom is, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 bathrooms, I expect at some point that everyone gets a turn cleaning that bathroom, not just one person. I could never use a bathroom unless it's clean. And if it's not clean, when I go inside there, it's going to be clean before I use it, even if I have to clean it myself. I took too much time with that. People who will tell you a lie just to put $1 in their pocket. I don't know if I want to elaborate on that, because that will cause me all kinds of internal problems. Those people, they may be working on your job. It's usually those people that work on your job. They will lie for no reason. If they thought that it would help them get ahead. Let's move on. People who believe you want to hear their conversations or their social media scrolling. Okay, do you know when you go to a bank or a public place, any public place, it doesn't have to be a bank, public place, those people, I'm talking about those people who will be standing in front of you or behind you. They're scrolling through their social media. And every scroll, there is a video, there's somebody talking, singing, dancing, or whatever the case may be. You people who do that, why do you think the person next to you or anybody in the room other than you wants to hear that? People who will take a private conversation or whatever type of conversations they have, usually people who have little businesses or who think that they've arrived, They want everybody to know that they are a person of business. They want everybody to know that they're the boss. They want everyone to know that they're the senior person on the job, or somebody has to call them and ask them for something. Listen, 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 listen. That is the best way to have yourself targeted. The best way to have yourself targeted. I do not want to hear your conversations, your private conversations, your any conversations. It is so annoying and irritating to hear someone talking on the phone to someone else, especially if they're giggling and laughing. Nobody wants to hear it. There's something that's called being discreet. Why do you want everybody to know that you're on the phone? Please get a room. A person who would exit the door just before you and would not even hold the door. They won't even be courteous enough to hold the door for you after they've exited. How easy is it to hold a door for someone? At least check to see if the person is behind you. People would just rush out that door. Let that door slam in your face. You know, when I see people rushing and they look like they don't want to speak or whatever, you don't have to speak. But I'm saying they don't even want to be courteous. I would let them go and I would stand back. And after they've gone and the door is shut, then I'd come out. That's how I deal with that. We have so many rude people today, they don't even know how to be courteous. Pet peeve number 16. You know, I stopped saying the numbers. Someone who just used the ATM before you. And you go to the same ATM they just came from. And when you go to the ATM, it says unavailable, down for maintenance. How easy is it to just say to the person who's come after you, oh, the ATM is not up, it's not working? How easy is that to do? People are so discourteous, they don't even care. They are so wrapped up in what it is they're doing, me, that they won't even, they let you go there just so they could rush to the next ATM before you get there. Crazy. That's the people we live with today. People who only speak because they want something from you. Pet peeve number 17. You know those people? They would go to a meeting, and when they enter that room, they wouldn't open their mouth. And the minute they see somebody they know, or somebody tells them, oh, this is the person you have to talk to, all of a sudden they can open up their mouth. What do you call that? I forget the word right now. But those type of people who only check in for themselves, they need to be someplace where only people like them exist. This one is a little niggly. Number 18. People who borrow food. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about people who may be hungry and need food and ask for something to eat. Those are not the people we're talking about. I am talking about those people, neighbors they might be, or people who may be staying in the house next door, and they decide to come to you and say, can I borrow some sugar? Can I borrow some rice? Can I borrow some flour? Now, I don't know about you, but food is not something you borrow. You get where I'm coming from? You get where I'm going with this? You don't borrow food. What are you going to do? You and I are only going to cross paths maybe once in a lifetime. And you come to me and say you want to borrow some food. Don't ever, just say, can I have some? If you don't want to go to the food store, you don't have any money to go to the food store, or you just want a leash off me, can I have some rice? Can I have some flour? Don't ask me to borrow it, because if you ask me to borrow, I may tell you no. Pet peeve number 19, people who borrow tools. The ones who borrow tools and don't return them, those are the people I'm talking about. We have them people. These are usually your neighbors, your friends, your family. How is it that you can find me to get my tool, but when it's time to return it, I either gotta come for it or I gotta look for you? That don't make no sense to me. How dare you stress me out? Take my stuff and keep it. And sometimes these people don't ever return your stuff, and then you find yourself wondering, what did I do with this? And if you don't remember, you loan that out. They act as if it's theirs. This brings me to the end of this message. I hope you have enjoyed it, if only a little bit. Next week, I shall come back with some exciting stuff. What we like to talk about, real life stuff. This year is supposed to be an explosive one. Until next week, I'm Mrs. T.